What's up, everyone? It is Jason Jani. Welcome back to my channel. We're here in the lobby of the SCE event group, and today we're talking about payments and payment schedules and important details that you should have covered in your contract agreement with the people that are hiring you for events. So if you're a working mobile DJ, if you are someone that is getting into the party business, the private parties, the weddings, the birthday parties, the whatever parties, this video was made for you. And real quick, if you are new to the channel, I want to take this opportunity to invite you to jump down below, hit the subscribe button. And if you find value in this video or any other video here on the channel, make sure that you please smash the thumbs up button. If that's too much to ask, throw a little comment in there. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you're checking in. And I appreciate you, your support, and your attention on this and every video here on the channel. Anyway, so we're talking about payments. And one thing that I think is super important for DJs, especially if you are newer to the business, is coming up with a contract that covers the terms of your payment schedule, how you will receive payment in terms of a deposit or retainer fee, your first payment, and any additional payment that you need in order to do the event you're being hired to perform at. Now, everyone has their own way of doing this, and the way the payment schedule works for us here at SCE is we take our first payment upon signing the contract, and every single event that we do at SCE is covered with a contract. I've got videos about contracts and the importance of contracts here on the channel. I'll post it at the end of this video and in the description of this video in case you haven't seen it, but contracts are a very big deal and a very important part of business in general. I think it is super important to have in any contract the terms of the agreement, including the payment schedule, how you will be paid, and what the time frame is in order to secure you, your service, your company, and all the things that you are being hired for any event, not just big events or not just, these elaborate events. I mean, like, any event should be protected, not just you, but the client, the people that are hiring you in contract. Now, the payment schedule is something that we get asked, and I've been asked quite a bit about. Upon reservation, upon signing the contract, we take a deposit, and our deposit at SCE really depends on what the expectations are, what type of event it is, and what we are being hired for. There is a variable scale that depends how much is needed upon booking to secure the talent in question for the event at hand. But in general, we take a first payment at contract signing, and our second and final payment is due anywhere between 6 weeks and 4 weeks before an event. We never, and I mean like never, ever take final payment on site at an event. And I don't care if it's someone that I've known for 20 years having an event, it's just not how we operate at SCE. I have a lot of reasons why I don't collect final payment at an event. And the main reason is really about how it looks, and sometimes the aggravation that could go along with trying to collect a payment from someone that maybe has partied a little bit too much or maybe has been impacted by the event in a positive or negative way. And I just think it adds a lot of stress into the equation if you are trying to do that. You can avoid any type of awkward conversation, any type of chasing someone down to be paid by collecting the balance in full before the event starts. Now, in the past at SCE, we used to take the final payment 2 weeks before the event, which in most instances is totally cool for a lot of people. What we realized here at SCE is sometimes people wait to the very last minute to pay that final bill, and if they're mailing that check 2 weeks before the event date, and by the time it gets in the mail and by the time it gets to us, it could be 2, 3, 4, even 7 days later. And what we realized is if people are mailing that check at the very last minute, 2 weeks before, by the time it gets in the mail, by the time it gets to us, by the time we get to open it and go through all the details, it could be 2, 3, 4, or 7 days after it was mailed. And it created a lot of stress for us in the office. So we had to push back our final payment schedule in terms of when we collect it, giving us more time to receive the balance, to resolve any issues, or to make sure that things were good. When we were taking checks 2 weeks before the event, and if we only got a couple of days to deposit it, if for any reason it didn't clear or it bounced or it was kicked back, sometimes it would take another week to get a notification from the bank that the check did not clear properly. And when that occurred, then we're calling people, and if it was a wedding, for instance, they could be on their honeymoon for a week or a week and a half, and you are stuck without final payment, and these people are in paradise enjoying themselves, and it just created a lot of unneeded stress. So I guess the point of this, I think it's super important that you as a working DJ not only have a contract, but think through the payment schedule of what you can handle. I also think it's super important on your final balance collecting portion of your payment schedule that you account for time that might be needed in the event that the payment doesn't clear or go through properly. Now, this isn't something that happened all the time. It's just when it happened to us, it was super inconvenient, and it just caused a lot of unneeded stress. So give yourself plenty of time. If you need 2 weeks to collect a payment, give yourself an additional week or two so that you have the ability of not just performing your best, but not having to go to someone during an event or after an event and trying to collect the balance, the remaining balance for the contract that you guys have signed for your services. I think that just doesn't look good. I feel like anytime I've ever done that, I always feel super awkward. I just feel like it almost cheapens the experience in some way. And that interaction might be the last interaction that that person has with you the day of this really, really cool and epic celebration that you were part of. And that's what they're thinking about when they leave. I like to have everything resolved before we even get on site, long before we get on site for any celebration, and that is just how we operate at SCE. If you are having a go at doing private parties, being a wedding professional, doing mobile events, this is something that you're going to have to deal with at some point of your career, and I would highly suggest that when you create your contract, you think through not just when and how you're going to be paid, but think through the timing and when it can and should work best for you, for your business, and for all the things that you have going on. Now, with all of that, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know about your payment schedule. How do you handle payments with your events? When do you collect your final payment? Throw it in the comments underneath this video. I appreciate you sticking with me to the end of this video. And I've got some videos over here that I'm going to invite you to tap into about contracts in general. Check them out if you haven't seen it. So thank you for visiting me here on this platform. Be on the lookout for more content dripping right here in the days, weeks, and months ahead. That's it. Payments. Make it happen.